playing some traditional draft today. I drafted this deck early this morning. I opened a dual land in my first pack, so took the Opportunist up first, and then a lot of white cards were coming around, so I ended up in white. Was actually even into the last pack not sure whether I would be playing white-black or white-green. So you can see here I've got 3 copies of Dawnheart Wardens, which were, I think they, at least 2 of them wheeled around the table, Hound Tamer and Contortionist Droop. So I still have the possibility of bringing in these 5 cards and dropping, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 black cards there, so I can switch from the white-black to white-green. I'm not sure at this point which one is the stronger deck. I've gone for the black because it's got a tiny bit more removal in the Eaten Alive, and also another flyer, which I think is probably going to be one of the weaknesses of this deck, is if I'm playing against a Disturb deck. I don't really have much to deal with the flyers other than Candle Traps. And yeah, also lacking a bit in card draw, which I don't have much of in this version of the deck anyway, but if I can manage to keep the Morbid Opportunist alive for a little while and combine it with cards like Ghoulish Procession and Eaten Alive, that could net me a few cards. I also got to Vanquish the Horde second pack, which was nice when I was already pretty solidly in white by that point. So if an opponent's fast to build up a board while I'm lagging behind a bit, that's going to be a nice reset and could provide the card advantage that I'm missing through not having much of a draw engine. And my last pack was Slogurk the Overslime, which I passed. Yeah, at that point I was pretty solidly not in blue. You can see yeah, I took a couple of blue cards in the first pack, but wasn't really getting enough coming around to make a worthwhile deck out of it. So anyway, let's see how this this white-black deck goes, and if it's not performing well in the first game, I might switch to the white-green. The other reason I might switch even in the sideboarding stage is if I'm against like an aggressive deck or something like Werewolves that are just outpowering my ground creatures. This green-white deck is a bit more aggressive, I think. Getting the 3/3 vigilant creatures out early could be a better deck for outracing another green deck or an aggressive red deck. So yeah, let's get started with game 1 of the draft. Okay, I've got playable hand, I think. I need 2 lands, but I've got enough cards to play a card for 3 turns, so yeah, I think that's fine. Get the Chaplain out turn 1 into the Procession. And looks like they're playing a graveyardy deck, maybe a flashback deck or a Disturb, which is probably not a great sign for me. I don't have much in the deck to deal with that. Yeah, I've got flashback focus deck maybe. I do have a few Disturbed creatures in my deck, the white cards, with the Chaplain, Morning Patrol. Let's get the Procession out. Unit flashing back Otherworldly Gaze. The opponent wants to trade creatures. It doesn't. Morning Patrol. The nice thing about the removal in this deck, which I guess is a good thing for playing against this Disturb deck, is that it's all exile based. So that means that if I'm using it on these disturbed creatures, I get rid of them permanently rather than giving the opponent a chance to recycle them. So I can attack now with just the morning patrol, I think. Looks like the opponent may be missing some land drops. I might just deal with the Draftkeeper now. Turn I can get the Griff out. Okay, don't know what he's going to name. Maybe Candle Trap would probably be a... Okay, it's naming the disturbed version of this. That's okay. So I'm going to attack with the patrol again. Okay, my grip. Let's get rid of Faithful Mending. Got 6 mana. No point attacking with the patrol at this point anyway. So I'm just going to drop the Silversmith in. Ooh, you patient! Looks like we've just had a subscribe or a follower, so that's cool. If you're wondering what that sound is, it's Dr. Mundo from League of Legends. So, well, yeah, welcome to the stream, whoever just followed. Playing some traditional draft. Pedikin. Opponent's still looking for their 4th land. Alright, so now we can... Okay, yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to concede. Start using the counter traps. Just wondering whether to be quite aggressive here with the opponent not having their lands and use up all my removal. Going to be dealing a decent amount of damage next turn. Yeah, let's go for it. going to be getting any, or not getting a zombie because it's only token creatures dying. Unless he double blocks my chaplain. Yep, it's going to do that. The zombie from the procession. Any Dawn Guards, not going to save him from the Griff. Right, so opponent playing blue-white Disturb and Flashback. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily something I want to be subbing into the green for. We'll see how game 2 goes when the when presumably they're going to get a bit more of a chance to actually play some spells with a better land draw. Sungold Barrage. Again, it's hard to predict what I'll be targeting since they only got to 3 mana, but that Homunculus at least has 4 toughness, and probably they've got a Covetous Castaway somewhere in the deck. So I think I'll keep 1 copy of that in for now. Ooh. I think I'm going to keep this just for the fact that it has the mana I need. I could potentially be getting some creatures on the board. Sunset Revelry. Then most likely not having a card if I play that. And Counter Trap with the Graphkeeper gives me a chance to exile it later, which also means I get closer to their opponent with some red mana. Yeah, Revelry not going to get me a card. At this state I don't have any plays for next turn. I'm actually maybe going to hold on to it. I'm just trying to think what the 1/1 human creatures aren't really going to be doing anything for me next turn, so let's pass and the opponent going with a much more aggressive deck this time round. Got the mask. I'm not going to get the draw off Sunset Revelry anyway. Not playing anything. Don't have any exile targets in the graveyard yet. I'm actually going to attack. discard not as useful against a disturb deck. Opponent plays Revelry again. It's a Soul Keeper. Alright. Alright, wondering whether to put all my eggs in one basket with the Cathar's Call on the Blood Tithe Collector. I don't really want to do it, but that can't block. Okay, it can block only creatures with flying. Put the mask on it as well. So it's a 2 for 2 trade when you count the Cathar's Call. Which yeah, maybe wasn't the best use of that to put it on the creature then, but we've dealt with those 2 flyers, which were going to be a problem. Right, now better chance maybe to get Sunset Revelry off. I think I'm just going to play it now. I don't like my chances of getting to fewer cards than the opponent. Can keep my humans up. Drop the Hopping Zombie. Coming in. Drop my own flyer now. Exile this. No attacks for now. So opponent top decking now. I'm in a bit of a race with the Vandal potentially trigger ring, so I don't really want to drag out the game too much, and also don't want to be casting 2 spells a turn if I can help it. Keep it night for now. Buff both of them. Put the mask on Griff. So I think I can outrace the Geist as long as the opponent doesn't hit removal on the Griff, which he does. I actually didn't realize that was a spirit creature. So I can get rid of the Geist. Right, so now maybe going to start playing a bit more aggressively. It's fine. Clear out these tokens. Get another my token of arms. And yeah, I can equip that as well. Opponent plays the Drifter. Unruly Mob. Okay, they're going to attack. I can commandos. Double block the Vandal, so that deals with that problem of the day-night cycle. Also, because I put the mask on at the end of last turn, I can't kill both of my creatures. So he buffs the Unruly Mob. Right, I'm going to put the mask on one of the humans. So the opponent calling GG. So he can't block the humans because he's going to take more than 7 damage. Basically between one of the 3s and the 2 2s, actually another 2 here from the 2 humans, the only way he can block here is to block the commando, and oops, sorry, it's my priority. So he blocks the commando and the silversmith. Yeah, unless he hits a board wipe. Actually, at this point, I think it's safe just to hang on to the card in my hand. If he manages to wipe the board, I still have the 2 creatures to get onto the field. There we go. That was game 1 with this deck. I was pretty worried at the start of that game, but it looks like the opponent just kind of ran out of steam. I don't know if they sideboarded those red cards in, or if they were in the original deck and they just didn't hit them. But this deck was always going to be a kind of slower one, so once we stabilized a bit, it pulled together. Draw, opponent most likely playing first. Yep. A decent hand. Some low mana creatures that I don't mind attacking with to get Search Party Captain out. Playing against blue, so my fears of a blue-white deck may be coming to fruition. No, I've got blue-green. But we do have disturbed cards coming out. So the opponent will get 1 damage through before I can get a creature on the board. No plays, so maybe counter spells coming out, but given I'm playing disturbed creatures, I don't mind that too much. Right, no counter spells, but we do have a beast to deal with. So this turn I think I'm just going to put the search party captain out, draw a card. No point attacking into the 4/4 creature. Curse of Surveillance. So I do have, oh there we go, I was about to say I do have a way to deal with that in the deck, and we just hit it. So that's going to trigger at the end of my upkeep. Maybe worth playing it now anyway, just for the doing it while he has no mana up. So yeah, I think I am going to do that. No attacks and nothing else to play this turn. Here come the flying creatures. Husband zombie out. I'm going to put the Cathar's Call on the search party captain. If he has a bounce spell, it lets me draw another card. And if he has removal, it's probably the least useful card on my board anyway. So now hoping to draw into a Candy Trap or the other exile spell that sacrifices a creature, which I can't remember the name of right now. If I attack with the zombie, he's going to probably block with the castaway and cast it as a disturb creature next turn, so there's not much advantage in that for me. And it draws a card. Right, Hedrick Mask is a good card to see. Though it's still not going to well, it gives me +1/+1 on one of these. Let's go with that. He's most likely going to block this with the castaway. Yep. Okay, so the opponent playing red as well, which they don't have any of right now. I'm not sure if they're actually playing red mana, or if they've got something like the Celestis to splash with. Right, so I think I actually want to make them discard this turn, so I'm going to maybe keep one of these up just so I have blockers for next turn. Okay, they're going to block the Morning Patrol. Fine with that because it gives me a another flyer. Yeah, I was about to say I maybe should have played the Morning Patrol first, but you can just recast Gale Drifter next turn, but at this point I think I need the need to save the damage. I don't mind losing the Morning Patrol. Can get it back next turn as a flyer. And we'll block the Gale Drifter. Okay, so lots of disturbed creatures. Sunset Revelry is something I wanted to see. It's good we can deal with this now. Get our other flyer up. The opponent's still in a good position with this unblockable creature. More flyers coming out. Yeah, I think at this point I just need to try and save as much life as possible and wear down his disturbed creatures. He's maybe not going to play. No, he's going to. So I'm in a bit of trouble now not having a play in hand. Well, it's going to go to night next turn, which will transform both of these creatures. So I might as well equip one of these and pass turn. The opponent going to draw a card off the warp. So I'm thinking next game I might switch to the green-white deck, just because this one is a bit of a longer game deck, and I think against the blue-green, which was pretty quick to kind of gum up the board. This gives me... He's got a counterspell in hand. And I guess I have to play it anyway. He's going to counter it with Devious Cover-Up. So I could have waited that turn for him to not have mana, but given the state of the board and how much mana he has on the board, yeah, I think I just had to try and force the play anyway, because I'm dead in 2 turns just from these 2 creatures, and he's also drawing cards each turn off the werewolf. It would be pretty easy for him to play around keeping the 4 mana up when he's got 9 mana to work with. So yeah, I think at this point I just concede the match. There's not really anything in my deck that could save me at this point. So we go into sideboarding. Alright, so let's take out our black cards. 5 black cards and 7 swamps. And we go into our green. I want the plummet in the board as well. The opponent didn't seem to have much removal, so Unruly Mob maybe not going to be as useful. Now the forests. So 7 forests. And I think that, yeah, that looks good. Get rid of this. Actually, yeah, with the 2 copies of, and the copy of Beast plus the Flyers, I think an extra copy of Sun Gold Barrage could be useful as well. I will Cathar's Call. Again, when he doesn't have much removal, it's probably better than it could be. One other card to get rid of. Maybe go for the Celestis Sanctifier. Alright, so hopefully the change of deck might I think I keep this and hope for a land drop. I've got the counter traps to slow down the opponent if they have early drops. And as long as I hit some kind of land and get the Morning Patrol out, and then potentially play Sun Gold Barrage when they get some bigger threats. not going to be drawing a card with Sunset Revelry if I play it right now. So I think we'll just go ahead with the Morning Patrol. Right, so now I can Candle Trap the Angler. Play the Sunset Revelry, getting the creatures and the draw. Hits my other land drop. I can save my other Candle Trap for now, for a bigger threat than the farmer. Not going to be able to attack into that, but that's okay for now. If I can get the Dawnheart Wardens or the Griff out, soon I'll be able to activate Coven and start clearing out these creatures. Silver Bolt coming out. Alright, there's the green mana. Let's go for the Griff this turn, I think. Get a flyer up on the board. Also puts him out of the range of the bolt. No attacks just yet. Next turn, if the Griff survives, I can activate Coven. Get rid of this beast with Sungold Barrage. Go ahead and do that. I can't get rid of the beast this turn. I'll attack with the Griff. Don't see much advantage in flashing in the commando at this point. I could do it for a surprise blocker into the beast, but if he attacks with the Silver Bolt mana up, then he can kill one of the creatures anyway, and I end up getting an unproductive block. Unless I just block the beast with everything, including the commando, which is a possibility. Yeah, I might actually do that. Opponent gonna use his mana to... Actually, maybe was it, now that I'm thinking about it, not the best play, given that I don't have Coven up anymore, but that's going to be sorted out pretty soon once I get that other flyer up. I can Candle Trap the Archivist this turn. Organ Hoarder. It's a nice card in this disturb deck here. Gets a Castigator out with it. Triskaidekaphile. It's going to be a mana sink for when he has no cards to play, though he has at least 2 turns worth of plays in his graveyard here. Opponent not going to attack. I don't really want to attack into the Archivist until I can exile it. So I'll play no attacks for now. Expecting the Castigator to come out this turn. Doesn't have much worth targeting with the Enter the Battlefield effect except for the Silver Bolt. He could target the Shadow Beast Siding, but it's actually going to lose him a play. Because this will go into his deck rather than being up to be played in his graveyard. So he plays the Castigator. Bringing the Silver Bolt. It's the only card going back, as I thought. Attacks with Organ Hoarder. I don't really have any interest in trading there. Right, so there's another Candle Trap. Actually just going to go ahead and get rid of this. Get rid of that. And don't need to trade the Dawnhunt Wardens yet. So depending on what he plays this turn, might be looking to exile one of these creatures. Take 3 damage again. Chaplain of Arms not really doing anything for me on the board right now. I guess it's triggering Coven. Yeah, I want to keep it up as a Coven trigger until I get something else. Opponent does 3 damage, plays Shadow Beast Siding. I'm actually just going to go ahead and attack. I don't think the opponent really wants to be trading into this at this point. So yeah, the Triskaidekaphile is his only mana sink right now. Drawing cards with that. So Gavany Silversmith is a good thing to see. Opponent maybe with the counterspell in hand. So this means I can buff up. Yeah, so there's the counterspell. Still lets me swing for 3. And now both of us top decking. I still have the potential to get the Chaplain of Arms back as a flyer. Curse of Surveillance, so the opponent going to be drawing more cards than me from this point on. Yeah, I want the Coven trigger next turn, so I'm not going to block that. But I think after this turn, so we'll attack both creatures again. If the opponent has some kind of trick or removal here, okay, so he's going to double block. I think the Rejuvenator is more important to deal with. Right, opponent uses their mana to draw a card, which means I can definitely get the draw trigger off this. Cathar's Call on the creature that he's already put removal on. So he now has to waste another card dealing with this. Silver Bolt can dispose of my apparition. Flashing back the Dryad for more life gain next turn. Hound Tamer. This is nice. Mana sink. The opponent going to be gaining life. Free life. I'm going to attack with this. If he blocks, it gives me a... Yeah, he's not going to block it. I was going to say if he blocks that, it lets me play a flying creature this turn, which could potentially swing for lethal next turn if I gains 3 life. Okay, now he's got a flying creature. Jack-o'-lantern. Right, with no mana up, so I have to there. Also no cards in hand. So kind of racing at this point, knowing the opponent has potential to bring this back with Dryad's Revival, plus gaining an extra card each turn. So I have 7 mana up. It's only enough to activate that ability once. Don't really want to attack with the Hound Tamer. If he doesn't block the Chaplain, so he didn't block. Can play Troop for 6 mana. I actually wouldn't mind hitting a land drop next turn. Okay, so he's got Silver Bolt to deal with the Hound Tamer. So yeah, now I don't want to hit a land drop next turn. I was thinking if I could buff the I have mana up to do 2 buffs next turn. It could potentially yeah, like it's hard for him to predict how to block effectively into that. He's going to attack with the Gale Drifter. Not sure if attacking was really the yeah, now that I've wished for a land, I got what I wanted. What I don't want really anymore. Yeah, I was thinking, not sure if attacking there was the best decision for him, because he basically wins this match if he's patient enough. I think the extra 1 damage that I would get out of these may be probably not worth the... Actually, yeah, at this point it is worth the 2 that I'm going to be taking, because I've got... Doesn't really change how much of a clock I'm on, it's 3 turns regardless. Let's go with that, 5 attackers. So I then played the Chaplain, got a first strike flyer now. Doesn't have mana to... I mean, maybe he was thinking he could exile that from my graveyard, but it's not in my graveyard anymore. He doesn't have mana for a counterspell. Yeah, I'm guessing that was the play he was hoping to make, to sacrifice this, but you can see... So because Disturb is a... you're casting the spell from your graveyard, so this card isn't in my graveyard anymore, it's on the stack. And I'll pass turn, I don't have anything to use my mana for. Yeah, let's just go for the Shieldgeist. I could try to diversify threats a bit more, but I don't think a 2/2 human is going to be any more threatening than a 1/1 human. So the opponent can't attack with everything. I'm guessing he has a creature in hand. It would be I mean, I'm dead next turn regardless unless I top deck some kind of removal. Beat the opponent. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. He does have Jack-o'-lantern in graveyard to make red mana. Okay, so he had a Bird Admirer in hand. And a Beetle Gangler. So yeah, not much hope of attacking past that, especially not with the planes. We'll attack anyway. So yeah, a closer match with the green-white deck, but still not enough to get through. It's a shame we didn't pull the board wipe in either of those games. Could have hitting that around the time that I drew Contortionist Trip could have been quite good. I'm going to play first. This is actually, I think, the first time in a traditional draft that I've had first choice over play or draw. Good hand. Keep that. I'm playing green, which maybe I don't really want to be getting the day-night cycle started, but if I don't have an alternative free drop, then yeah, I'll be doing that anyway. Don't mind taking the 2 damage. Hand Tamer. So the opponent probably not going to want to trade that. So I'm pretty confident attacking into this. If he doesn't want to trade, I'm more than happy with that trade anyway. I can now drop the Search Party Captain. And I think a Candle Trap would be fine here. I'd like to get rid of that Hound Tamer as soon as possible. This card's pretty strong in Limited. You've got a mana sink with the 4 mana, and then also trample to all wolves and werewolves if you get to transform it. So not something I want to keep on the table. See a dual craft trainer coming out. So this turn happy to drop the chaplain to deal with this with the coven ability. I can deal with the dual craft trainer next turn. No attacks right now. So yeah, happy to deal with this. No attacks is no other plays is going to change it to night, which gives me a scry for next turn, or I can play card by commando to try and keep daytime. I think I'm going to go ahead and not attack. Actually, I think at this point keeping daytime is maybe more useful to me than the scry, just because the opponent's playing a werewolf themed deck. So I don't mind attacking into this with the Sanctifier, I think. Means if he's got a coven spell, he's less likely to be able to trigger it now. So the opponent lets it become nighttime. Don't really have any mana sinks in this deck. Maybe could have kept the swamp up just for the opponent to have less of an idea about what I could do, but I'll keep the chaplain up for now in case I hit my look at the bounding walls coming in. 2 bounding walls coming in. So both players top decking now. Going to be a problem to deal with at night time. Also don't have, now that I lost my Death Touch creature, I don't have a particularly good blocking combination into it. I think I have to take the damage for now, which basically means I need something this draw to deal with it, or to give me a... Yeah, that could work. I think at this point he should just attack with everything, and I can't really block all of it. He's not going to do that. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. Probably he has some kind of combat trick, but I think I don't have much choice other than to block like this anyway. Okay, no combat tricks. Not in a great position for next turn, but okay, well, Eaten Alive makes things a bit better. So I want to get my Morning Patrol out. I'm just going to pay the full cost for this. There's no advantage right now in sacrificing. Get rid of his Griff. That's 2 spells which will transform the Brawler next turn. Probably wouldn't mind drawing my sweeper at this point. Okay, opponent's going to attack with everything. I think I try and block this as productively as possible. Got 6 damage potentially incoming. I can get my Chaplain back next turn as a flying first strike. Yeah, I would like to keep the Morning Apparition up, but I don't think I can afford it at this point. There's my flying first striker. So I managed to get it back to daytime. Still in a bit of trouble with not being able to productively block the hauler, and if he's hit removal then I'm basically done. Actually would have been maybe smarter to put the mask onto the Griff, which could then block the hauler without dying. But as long as I hit a creature next turn, I can do the same thing. Definitely would have been a smarter move, actually. Yeah, now we've got nighttime again. I can't deal with that without a playable card in hand. So against Werewolves, I think actually my black-white deck is still a better choice. Sun Gold Barrage can come in, and I like the flyers. And the opponent didn't have much removal, so Cathar's Call could be useful as well. Maybe I actually just yeah, given my curve and I don't have any mana sinks, I might actually just drop a land. Hope for more playable creatures early. Yeah, I think if I can draw Morbid Opportunist and enough other creatures to kind of gum up the board a bit, then I should be able to. Well, that's not really what I want to see. I think I have to mulligan with no lands. That's a better hand. Can get rid of the Morning Patrol, I think, for now. So, Sunset Revelry had a 1-drop, which is nice. It means I get more value out of the card. Got my 3rd land. And a 4th land, so we're pretty good for lands now. Opponent sacking Evolving Wilds. Getting a Plains, I'm guessing. Yep. Alright, now we can start getting some value out of this, unless the opponent manages to kill it this turn. Nothing there. Potential Bounding Wolf incoming. Loyal Griff. Not going to use the trigger. Get a draw trigger off this. I don't mind waiting. Basically take 2 life to get another draw trigger next turn. Can potentially play barrage or commando instant speed. Hell of the Hunt, that's nice for barrage. So yeah, I got another draw by saving that removal. Three more creature cards in the graveyard. He's got 2 in there right now. I think I don't mind attacking. Opponent takes 2 damage. Exile the Sprout. Sacrifice token, draw another card. Hedgewick's Mask's okay. Yeah, I might as well get it down. Still have 3 mana up for barrage or commando. Search Body Captain and draw a card. And commando in. Takes 2. Cathar's Call on my commando. Diversify threats a bit. Alright, so Soulgrave Griff coming out. Can barrage that next turn. Exiling my other barrage. Doesn't attack. So let's cast that. Get my draw trigger. Hitting another land. Right, we got another Loyal Grip. Probably going to bounce this so we can get the draw trigger again. But no, he's not going to bounce it. going to attack. I have no issue trading 2 tokens for that. Even if he has a combat trick, I also have no issue trading tokens for a card. And I also get another draw off that exchange. I guess I can exile the other Griff from his graveyard. I maybe have to start being careful of a Bounding Wolf. So yeah, I think for now I can play it safe. Exile his Starguide Griff. Yep, so happy I didn't attack into that. Another Death Bonnet Sprout. See if I can, and either he blocks this and I draw a card, or he doesn't block and I get a discard trigger off the Blood Tide Collector. So multiple flyers on the board now. Can play the Chaplain. Transforms the Death Bonnet Hulk. So I can start getting aggressive with these flyers now. I think probably something's going to die this turn, so I'd got another Bounding Wolf coming up. You can potentially block, or you can't trade with both. He's going to lose at least one creature. He's not going to block the Griff. Get another draw off that. Celestus Sanctifier. And at this point I have hit 11 out of the 16 lands in my deck, so less than 30% chance of hitting a land on any of my subsequent draws. Opponent concedes. I was about to say the Hulk being a 4/4 now means I could attack with Hedwig Mask. Alright, so that extra Sun Gold barrage came in handy, and also just a better draw to begin with. I did hit quite a lot of lands, but I had enough cards coming in with the Opportunist. There's a lot of creature trading going on, so an extra Unruly Mob might actually be useful. But it also could just be a 1/1 creature when pretty much everything else in my deck is getting more value. As long as I have the right situation for Sunset Revelry, it'll be 2 1/1s rather than the Unruly Mob. So yeah, let's just go ahead with the same deck. So I'm going to be on the play this time. Sorry, on the draw. Hopefully with a more playable hand. Which this is not, really. So take a mulligan. Also not, I'm kind of getting punished this time around for the dropping the extra land. But I'll keep 6, I at least have a creature I can get down. Drop the zombie. If I can draw lands in my first two of my first 3 turns, then I should still be able to make something of this draw. Eaten Alive, not so useful without the mana, but don't need to attack because it's pointless. So missing my turn 3 land drop. I think if I miss another one, I'm okay to exactly what I needed. So we can get the Opportunist out. Hopefully no removal this turn, and then next turn I can start getting rid of creatures. Take 3 damage. Griff, no target for the exile. Okay, so that was a nice draw right before I want to sacrifice my creature. So we'll exile the Dual-Craft Trainer, sacrifice the Chaplain. Unruly Mob will get a counter, I'll get a draw off Morbid Opportunist. Didn't draw a land again, but next turn I have 2 ways to deal with the Griff. He invests pretty heavily in that flyer, which is totally fine by me. I'm gonna destroy it. No attacks, possibility of a Bounding Wolf again. Right, now I'm getting the land drops that I need. Honestly don't mind chump blocking the hole the next turn. Will give me an extra card draw and a 3/3 unruly mob, which will then let me activate Candle Trap. Yep. Really fine with that. Right, so the question is now, how much can we get the opponent to invest into the board without putting much of our own creatures in there? I think I've got enough disturbed creatures in the graveyard. This is okay. So yeah, now I'm just going to get the extra draw off the Morbid Opportunist. Maybe the opponent plays another creature now. Alright, he lets it go to nighttime. No point attacking because Morbid Opportunist won't trigger off itself. So I just vanquish the Horde now. Nothing the opponent can do. Oh, the Morbid Opportunist actually did trigger since the other creatures died at the same time. So we got another draw off that. And take it back to daytime with this. Bounding Wolf coming in. So opponent's gonna take 2 damage. Now we can get a 7 mana get a Chaplain of Alms out. And cast our Commando, taking it back to daytime. Bounding Wolf. Right, again, I don't really mind if the opponent wants to invest everything into one creature. So now we can start. I don't think I'm going to get much value out of Sunset Revelry. I maybe keep it up as a way to get it back to daytime when I need to. For now we can Silversmith onto the Geist. Attack with the Geist. Potentially another Bounding Wolf in hand, but not really a problem. Cathar's Call on the Silversmith. So we'll be generating the 1/1 humans again, unless he has Sungold Barrage potentially incoming. Yep. So in a pretty good position here. Opponent top decking, I've still got 3 cards in hand. Search Party Captain gives me extra creatures from Sunset Revelry. I gain life off this as well. Start getting my flying creatures out. Not too bothered about the Bounding Wolf as a threat. I think the best you can do right now is attack with, both creatures, which doesn't bother me to trade. And he loses this raid. But opponent conceding, so that's a win for game 3. Yeah, opponent had a pretty strong creature deck, but it seems like almost no removal in there. So just couldn't deal with stuff like my Morbid Opportunist as long as I just sat back and didn't attack into any potential combat tricks or flash creatures. I just got way too much value out of that, and then the board wipe came in pretty clutch as well. So 2-1 with that deck, which is not a bad result. Goblin Morningstar. I think I'm probably pretty much done with Midnight Hunt at this point. I've drafted it quite a bit, and we've only got another 1 day left, I think, on the Ravnica Mixer, so I think I'm going to do a draft of that tonight and try and get a few Ravnica draft games in tonight and tomorrow on the stream. Let's see what we picked up in the 4 Midnight Hunt packs. Lord of the Forsaken, it's nice. Dual land. Another Bloodline culling. And